everyone, it's Hit from Bindaas Bollywood. Today we have my favorite makeup artist and
Oh,
bridal draper and so many other creative things. We
thank
actually
you.
go a long way back to uni days. Clap, 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 and welcome for
Yes,
Sumi.
thank
Thank
you.
you so much for taking the time out this evening.
Thank you for the opportunity and great to see you.
I know I actually personally haven't seen you, I think, since you dressed one of my friends. I think you did
Yes, yes,
sari
that's right.
draping and makeup, yeah.
Yes, yes, long time.
It has been such a long time. But I was just going to say, those of you that are watching or listening, or either or both, just make sure you go below and check out Sumi's details and get in touch. Book your events early for next year because I know we're in a bit of a hectic, chaotic situation at the moment. But
Yes,
I know Sumi, you get booked really quickly as well. So everyone who's
thank
listening
you.
and watching, book early. But I was actually going to say for those people that want to know more about you as well, because that's what this is all about. How did your makeup and creative journey start? Like, were you a
Yeah.
child that used to play with makeup a lot? Or
Yes, in fact, I've always been like a real girly girl from a young age. So like even in high school, I used to do my friends' formal makeup, and it's just
wow.
like being a passion of mine. But like growing up in a Sri Lankan household, I'm sure you can relate. You know, the parents are like, get your degree and then do whatever you want. So this can be a side thing, you know, but you've got your main sort of thing, you know, your profession that you sort of. So I sort of went down that path, and after I finished my chartered accountancy and stuff, so I was working at, you know, KPMG at the time, decided to do a course in makeup. So I did that, and you know, really enjoyed it. And to be honest, because I was working and still am actually full time in, you know, the banking industry, I for me this has always been a passion, and I've been fortunate enough that, you know, and at times it can be challenging to sort of balance the two, but you know, I that was where sort of it all started, and it went from sort of word of mouth, you know, doing one bride and people attending that wedding, and then you know, and that's how sort of it grew. And now over 13 years later, you know, generally every weekend there's something on. Generally winter time it's a bit quieter, but summertime, you know, pretty much every weekend there's something, which keeps
Oh,
me on my toes and keeps me busy and out of trouble.
oh no, I love your makeup. I personally haven't had my makeup done by you, but I've always wanted to. But I'm one of those people that I actually never let anyone do my makeup. I think I've had a horrible experience when my sister got married, and they did the whole layering and layering and layering, and it ended up looking like a cake. To the point where after my sister had her makeup done and all the bridesmaids, when she got back into the car, Mum actually had to wipe her face. It was so bad. I mean, I'm not, yeah, it was in Sri Lanka and it was a humid day as well. And it was just, it was wrong. It was so wrong on so many levels, but it was just, yeah, after that day, I decided never again am I allowing anyone. And I always tell hubby, if anyone's ever going to do my makeup, it's only going to
Well,
be you.
please do swing by one day, and I will do your
Yeah.
makeup.
No, I would love to because I'm such a big fan of your work. Like most of our common friends and even some of our family members have had their makeup done
Yes,
by you and the sari draping and the hair as well. And it's just so stunning. I think
thank
you
you.
have that
That's
ability to make brides whether they're a bride or just any other event that they're having makeup and hair done for, like you make it look so natural. It's never
Thank you.
overdone. And I think what I love the most is about your work, you do it as an individual quality in the sense that, I mean, yes, you're up to date with all the recent trends, but you make sure to do what suits that individual and
Yes.
not just whatever's trending at the moment, etc. And that's such an
Yeah, I think
important thing.
I'm a big believer of. I always tell my brides when they come for a trial, look, whatever the bride wants is what the bride wants. But ultimately, my view is on the wedding day is not the time to trial something dramatically different to what you're used to. Maybe a reception look would be something, you know, fun, exciting, different. But I think the wedding day, personally, I feel is the day you should be looking more like yourself. and what people are sort of a more glamorous version of yourself, but staying true to yourself. Yes.
Yeah, no, 100% agree. I I know when I got married, I had so many people ask me, how come you didn't get your any makeup done by someone else? And I just said, I want to look like how I usually look
Yes.
like on a day-to-day
Yes.
basis. I don't want my
Yep.
husband to look at me thinking, holy shit, she's got a cake face and I don't even
Yeah.
recognize her. And,
Yeah, I get that. I totally understand.
I'm such a big fan. But I was actually going to say, you said, is it 13 years now?
13 years. Yep. Yep.
Wow, that flew
Yeah.
by. Has the industry changed a lot, or, like since the time you
Yeah.
started?
I think when so when I did my course, it's funny because it was in a Western bridal sort of course. Uh, my clientele, a majority of them are Sri Lankan or Indian sort of background, but it was done in a sort of for a Western bridal. And it's funny, even at that point, what was defined as bridal makeup has evolved, and I think a big part of that big influence has been the Kardashians, believe it or not, in terms
Really?
of, I think people sort of, they brought that sort of more dramatic sort of makeup into mainstream and what was considered sort of normal.
Yeah.
Smoky eye was probably something that was more accepted. When I did my course, it was very kind of neutral and let's, use the one shadow to kind of blend and all of that. Very, very different to what it is now. But I think that I would say would be sort of the biggest thing. Also, just the number of people in the industry. There's so many more makeup artists now, which is fantastic to see. Back when I got married, there was like literally one person in, Auntie Caroline, who used to do it for everyone, in the Sri Lankan Indian community. But now there's a lot more people available, which is great. It's a good opportunity for everyone, but also the population itself is growing, which is great to see. So many more immigrants, which is great. There's work for everyone.
Yeah, no, I think I was speaking about this with in the most recent podcast that we had with a couple but they're both musicians, and even they were saying they're roughly around the same age as us, and growing up there wasn't many other music teachers or dance teachers or singing teachers. And it's so true because of how migrations evolved and the diversity's evolved in Melbourne as well.
Yeah.
There's so much more access as well.
And also in terms of the industry and how the industry has evolved, I would say definitely probably, I think Auntie Caroline she was very modern for, during the times and stuff. So a lot of people went to her, but I think there was a lot more influence of the way probably in Sri Lanka and India they used to do the makeup. You talk about your sister and the caked on layers and stuff, and making people look whiter than they are and stuff. But I think this day and age, people are embracing what their natural features and complexion is, not wanting to look whiter, than what they are. So I think that's a good thing.
It is, because it was such an unhealthy mentality as well. I mean, the whole selling of Fair and Lovely and just the colorism in general. But I think there's also maybe more. I've noticed there's more shades available. It's shades of makeup, whether it's foundation or powder, that never used to be. So
that's actually a really good point, because I remember when I was in uni, MAC was like pretty much the only brand that sort of diversified their shade range, and it's great to see so many other cosmetic companies just really expand, not just the color range but also the tones, which is great because such a big market here, and it was a missed opportunity. So it's great to see.
Yeah, no, I mean, I remember it's been like 3 or 4 years. You did my best friend's makeup, and she's Kenyan, and I remember she struggled so much, and she said, all the African makeup artists, they just want to make you look white. And I said, sweetheart, it's the same for our community. Everyone wants to be fairer, but it's just not many people actually want to accept their just because of so many cultural stigma and just conditioning as well. And I said to her, but you have to go to Sumi. You have to absolutely just go to Sumi, because she will just make you look natural and beautiful.
She looked gorgeous. She had beautiful features as well.
She did, yeah. And I think you accentuate everyone's features so well anyway. But I'm really just waiting until I can, like I said, you're the only person I'll let touch my face. So
Let's do a after lockdown party to
I think we
celebrate.
should, all of us creative people, everyone in the industry, we should get all the photographers and makeup artists and performers and singers and just have a big gathering.
Yeah, yeah.
I wanted to ask you, has it been anything like in particular that's been extremely challenging in the industry?
Yeah, I think particularly with Indian Sri Lankan weddings, it's probably early starts. Like when I talk early, I think the earliest that it's been on my clock is like 12:30 in the morning, 12:30 a.m. get up, wake up
Wow.
time. And so in summer, it's kind of and I'm an early bird, which is fine, but I probably pay for it by the time it's the afternoon. I kind of feel tired. So that would probably be, I guess, the most sort of challenging. But then after having kids as well, it's that balancing the kids. And as I said, I work a full-time job, Monday to Thursday. I do full-time hours in 4 days. So just balancing all that can be challenging at times. But, I still am very passionate about my makeup. I still, I have joy when I purchase new makeup, and it still gives me, I might have the same shade of red, but like 10 lipsticks,
Yeah.
but it still gives me joy to buy that extra one. So yeah, I'm very passionate about it. So I think
Oh, I
I
know.
will continue to do it. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I really, no, you should continue, especially like being so talented. Don't ever stop. And I
Thank
think
you.
so many aspiring makeup artists within the South Asian community, they look up to you because, they've
Oh,
seen the kind of work you do as well. And I think, especially, there's always certain photographers that capture it in a beautiful way as well.
yes.
Um,
Yes, absolutely.
but
Thank you.
no, please, no, don't thank. It's just I'm just so excited to one day get my makeup done. Finally, when Melbourne comes down, we'll see.
Yeah.
But what does beauty mean for you, like as an individual, like
Yeah.
and also as a makeup artist as well?
Yeah. I think, it's funny because we've got like all this social media these days that and so many influences and perception of what is beautiful has evolved. It's funny, in the 90s, it was, the Kate Moss kind of anorexic skinny, and then the Kardashians came and big booties are now, in, and smoky eyes are in and all of that. So I think what, my sort of view on it is beauty is making the best of yourself, not trying to fit into a mold, not trying to fit into, oh, I have to look this skinny, or, my features have to be like this or whatever. It's just enhancing yourself and making them both. There will always be someone more beautiful, someone skinnier, someone thinner, taller, whatever. Chasing that will never, it will always be a sort of a lose outcome, but having confidence in yourself, making the most of your features, I think is the most important thing, and knowing what looks good on you. So, say for example, you've got small lips, maybe a gloss to sort of plump them up or whatever, if that's something that you don't like about yourself. It's enhancing yourself and I guess your features,
Yeah.
not trying to chase something that potentially doesn't fit into and will only make you unhappy. I think to me, that would probably be the most, I guess, what my view on beauty is. And the other thing is also, like, I guess when you think of a house, a beautiful house, you could look beautiful artificial, like, superficially on the outside, but it's about building a strong foundation. So health, fitness, looking after your inner and mental well-being is really important. And once that is sort of strong and solid, you can grow from there. But I think I think beauty as well. So that's invest in your health, your fitness and your mental well-being, but also your skin. I think investing in your skin is really important. So, I had acne growing up. So that's something that's really important to me, to invest in my skin so I can make the best of my skin. So anything you put on there looks better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think I actually didn't even get around to the second part of my question, but you answered it so beautifully, like, which is what advice would you give to, other women and other girls and even men as well, just about what inner beauty is. And I mean, you said it so beautifully and it's so true. Like, I think social media's just kind of taken over, and it really represents this really airbrushed perfect lifestyle and perfect look where, you know, I mean, we all know how many photos it takes to get that right angle or the right lighting, and you know, there's some of the images are very highly photoshopped and etc. What all these models and Instagram, you know, influencers have. So it's really about just how you feel about yourself, like loving yourself, like that's the start of it. And I really remember one thing very, very clearly from back in uni days, you know, because we have so many mutual friends, but one thing I always remembered about you is the way you carry yourself, because you're
Oh,
always so elegant and so graceful and so just very well spoken, and you were always so nice. And because we were always surrounded by people who were nice, but a lot of people who weren't that nice either. And it was just, you stood out because of the way you carry yourself. Like you just had this very calm confidence about you, but it wasn't
but
overconfident ego. It was just that you were just graceful. Yeah.
well, it's funny
Really.
because some of my colleagues have dubbed me the swan at work. And it's now just a running joke, you know, about it. You know, certain scenarios will come up and we'll say it's the swan, you know. So anyway, but yourself, I think, you know, you obviously, not only is your external beauty just stunning, you are a stunning girl,
Oh my
but
gosh.
one thing again, like about, you know, uni days and still to this day, you've stayed true to yourself, that you are bubbly, you are someone that's not arrogant at all about your looks. You're very down to earth, and you're very, very fun, outgoing, bubbly, kind, and I think that is so important. You know, there's some really attractive people that are very unattractive by the way they sort of carry themselves,
100%.
and you know, you definitely do not fall into that category, which is great, and I think that attracts people more to
Well,
people like that.
thank you. That's really sweet of you. But oh my God, I'm like
It's
going
true.
going warm and red. But no,
It's
I
true.
mean, and likewise, because I remember, I think a lot of our audience knows that we run regular charity events, and I remember, you know, asking around all our common friends, my husband's and also mine, just for people who'd want to help out with concerts, etc. And you didn't even hesitate. You put your hand up to come backstage and do the makeup of all those models. I don't even know if you remember this. This is like
I can't
back in
remember.
2012 or
I
2013.
can't even
Yeah.
remember.
And I remember you
There you
came
go.
for that concert. And then, yeah, the models remembered you because they called you the nice makeup lady, because I think
Oh,
just there were so many people on the day they couldn't remember your name,
oh,
and they didn't remember my name either, don't worry.
I
But
can't
yeah,
remember
no,
that.
it was such a kind thing to do.
Oh,
And I think, you know, when you keep focusing on the, you know, the goodness within you, and as you said, looking after your health, fitness, mental health, physical health, like that is what really true beauty means. And for all those young people out there, get off TikTok.
oh, you know, I think as a young person though, you've just got to live and learn.
Yeah, yeah,
I could be telling you, and it's funny because having, you know, I think about what the advice that my parents would give me, and, you know, you think you're invincible, you think you know
yeah,
better,
yeah.
you know, but you've got to live and learn. And it's unfortunate. I feel like it's tough being a young person these days, even more than when we were young, because you've got, you know, it's about how many likes you get for a photo, you know, and all of that. It can be very degrading and, you know, demoralizing. But it's the challenge of this day and age, and it's the reality that, you know, you kind of have to fit in by going onto these social media
Yeah.
sort of platforms to, you know, because your friends are, and you miss out if you're not, and it's a hard thing. So I think you've just got to live and learn as a young person, unfortunately.
No, 100%.
Mm.
I completely agree. I really do. And it is definitely more difficult for people growing up in this generation with all the information overload and social media. Completely agree. But I was
Yeah,
actually wanted to ask you, like, because there might be so many people watching this who are wanting to become similar to you, like just become
yeah.
makeup artists, you know, doing hair, sari draping, and just really contributing to beauty in that sense. What advice would you give to people who'd want
Yes.
to make this as a career or even do it as a side hustle?
Yes, yes. I think definitely, take the time to do a course, so you've got the certificate sort of backing you up, and then, invest in good products, and you may not have the money to sort of invest straight away into everything, but, definitely, good sort of blend of foundations, and you don't necessarily need to get every single shade. Think about, getting light, medium, dark, and then you can do blending of those colors to initially and then you start sort of building up your kit. But invest in sort of products that people can relate to, your NARS, your MAC, etc., because clients are attracted to people. If they're spending a certain amount, they want good quality products, right? So it's funny because when I started, I had sort of other sort of mix of different things, and I soon sort of got rid of those sort of cheaper brands and stuff because people want, known brands. The other thing is perseverance. You will not be successful. I'm not saying I'm successful at all, but I do okay, and I enjoy what I do. You may not be successful overnight, but it will happen, with perseverance, word of mouth. Listen to the feedback that you're getting. And you know what? Even watching YouTube, these days everyone's a makeup artist on YouTube, but you can learn a lot of great skills on YouTube, and definitely invest in great brushes. I think that is really important. Having great brushes is sort of your tools, like, you're painting a picture or whatever. Invest in great brushes. And I think, practice on your sister, practice on your cousins, practice on different sort of skin tones, different skin types, mature people. Because, when you're a makeup artist, you're not just doing the bride, young, people, you're doing mother of the bride, you're doing people with acne, you're doing, people of different shades, you're doing, and like in my industry, yes, I mostly do Indian brides, but, bridesmaids and stuff come different, shades, nationalities. So yeah, just practice makes perfect. And maybe even volunteer first for your cousin's wedding or someone to do some family members, and that's how you build the experience. It's all about experience. So the more on you can do theory, but the more on the job experience you can get, the better.
No, definitely. I mean, I think there's really no substitute for practice or experience. You really just have to. That's why they, for example, they make you do how many hours of driving practice is it? Like, you
Yes.
need to get through all those different scenarios and weather conditions, etc. Same with makeup. I mean, it's the same with dancing. There's no substitute.
Yes, you would know. You would absolutely know.
No substitute for it. And I think, it's especially when you're in the creative industry, for those of you that are watching and listening, like, comment below if you have any questions for Sumi. I'm
Yes,
sure
please. Yeah.
she'll get back to you whenever in between the kids and etc.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
No, it's very, very important to have, I think, just advice from someone like you who's been in the industry for so long as well. And you are such a successful businesswoman. So it's really good for, I think, our audience to hear it from someone like you. So thank you so much. But
thank you.
wow, we got through all the questions really quickly. So I actually have some unrelated questions.
Sure.
One of our performers actually sent in this question. She's a beautiful Australian performer. You've probably seen her on our social media, etc. But she sent this question in so I could pretty much ask every single person, including our teachers as well. So if you could invite 3 guests, sorry, I'm just going to read it so I don't lose track of it. If you could invite 3 guests to a dinner party you were hosting, who would it be and why? And they can be alive or deceased. So anyone, imaginary or it doesn't matter.
Look, obviously, first and foremost, family and friends mean the world to me. But if you were going to say anyone, I will pick 3 people.
Let's say family and friends are already there.
Yeah. Okay. Let's pretend family and friends are already there. I think the first one would be Coco Chanel. So I'm a big Chanel fan, and I think she's a very inspiring woman. And to this day, her legacy lives on. So definitely, I would say Coco Chanel for my passion for fashion.
Yeah.
And secondly, I would say Amal Clooney. because I feel like she's someone who is just amazing. She's an amazing lawyer. She's beautiful, you know, she just seems like, to me, look, I haven't sort of analyzed her, just looking at her, I just think she seems like the total package. So
Yeah, I think
I would
she's
love to
really
sort of,
good in the sense of like being active for women's rights as well.
yes,
So she's
yes,
signed up for a lot of
exactly.
great causes. Yeah.
Yeah. She seems like a very strong, independent woman, and I'm, you know, all about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think definitely Amal. And then thirdly, I would say Kevin Aquan, who was one of the, you know, the leading makeup artists back in the day. When I first started with makeup, I bought a book called Making Faces, which is one of any aspiring makeup artist, I would suggest that you just go and buy that book if you can. Yeah, Making Faces, and in that book he does like some of the most, you know, amazing celebrities and models out there, and he shows like smoky eye and how to do it. And I think that book, even today, you could pick up and it would still be relevant. So I would love to sort of just have a chat to him just on how he got into the industry, and, you know, working with different celebrities, different skin tones, types, personalities.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think, you know, you asked me the question of what other advice I would give for aspiring makeup artists. I would say, don't take it personally if someone doesn't like your style, because it is what it is. You know, there's no one, you know, when we go to a store, what I might love, you may not like, right? So it's not, don't take it personally. It is what it is, because, you know, there will be someone else who loves your style. So, or you can adjust it to tailor to what they want, you know. So I think that's to me very important. You know, you've got to have a bit of a thick skin in the industry as well. Yeah.
100%. That actually reminds me of we've got a couple of dancers in the troupe. They've got their 9 to 5 jobs in their other profession, and they do the dancing. Some of them have actually done their makeup certification, and they've had such negative feedback from the brides that they've done, etc. Even though I thought it was absolutely beautiful, but I don't know, it probably wasn't what they were looking for, and they didn't do a trial. And they actually stopped after doing 2 people because they were so just affected by that feedback. And I kept telling them, you know, maybe just keep going and do more, like do your friends, do your family, like just keep going until you feel confident in your experience as well. And you said it perfectly. You do have to have a thick skin, because it is just generally the beauty and fashion industry is very vicious anyway.
Yes.
So,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so that would be my, sorry I deviated, but yeah, they would be my 3 people, I would say.
Oh, nice. So it's a very interesting list. So I would love to meet those people as well, honestly.
Who are your 3 people? I'm keen to know.
I would love to meet Nelson Mandela, only because I think I could sit for hours and hours and pick his brain and speak to him on so many different topics.
Yes.
Honestly, but it was just, yeah. Gandhi is one.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just for many, many, many reasons. But
Yes.
yeah, I think again a long conversation of life and politics and things that he said are still relevant.
Yes.
Exactly how you said it before about the book. You know, there are some teachers or guides or mentors who are no longer here, or their time's past, but what they taught is so relevant, and it's timeless. It can apply to any society across the world. So
yeah,
I'll have to get back to you on the third one, because I'm not sure. I'll have to think about that.
You don't need to have a third one.
Yeah.
Two's good.
Two's good. Two's good for today.
Two's good.
But I was actually going to say, we actually do like a fun segment at the end, kind of finish the sentence and multi-choice. So it's a combination. But see how you go. You can take your time. I think because some are multi-choice, some are finish the sentence. So the first one's a bit of fun. So it can be a beauty product, I guess. Well, it is, yeah, for you. So one beauty product you cannot go without.
Ooh, I would say my eyebrow gel, because I have like very fine eyebrows. So if I was to leave the house with one thing, although I've been wearing zero makeup these days, it would just be eyebrow gel. Everything
I'm
else
pretty
I'm
sure I've
good
seen
with.
you without makeup, and you are stunning. But
Oh,
see, for me, I never leave the house without my eyebrows on. Um,
yeah,
it's just I have very fine hair and
yeah,
not much hair. Anyway,
same, same. Yeah,
Sri
I've
Lankan.
got that issue.
I think you're
Yeah,
either you've got fine hair or you're extremely hairy. So there's no in
yeah,
between.
correct.
Yeah. Okay, so 3 beauty products that we'd find in your handbag on any given day.
Oh, definitely a lipstick. Definitely a powder of some sort because I get quite shiny during the day. Oh, and the third product, I think those two would be my absolute go-to. You'll find a brush, hairbrush,
Yeah,
probably. That's probably it. I would definitely, or probably a facial mist,
yeah,
maybe. Yeah,
nice.
definitely a lipstick and a powder.
Yeah, I think yeah, for me it's the powder and the eyebrow pencil.
Yeah,
Definitely,
yeah.
100%. Never leave the house. Right here, just in case.
Love it, love it.
So next one's non-makeup related. It's a bit extreme. So you've got a choice of doing an extreme sport or an activity. So you can choose one. Bungee jumping, deep sea diving, or climbing Mount Everest.
Good God. Sanjani, in school, my goal in sports was not to come last. If I came second last, I was a champion in my I was hopeless. So extreme sports is just not me. But of those options, what was the second option?
Sorry, so bungee jumping, deep sea diving, or climbing Mount Everest?
I wouldn't climb all the way up to the top of Mount Everest, but I'll probably do Mount Everest.
Yeah, but I think it'll be probably the least scary for me as well. I'd love to do deep sea diving, but then it's it'll be too
Sharks.
deep, if that makes
I'm thinking
sense.
sharks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Next one's a bit more fun, travel related. So once quarantine's over, you've got a choice of Iceland, Kenya, or Mexico.
Ooh, I'd say Kenya.
Nice.
I have like sort of dreams of, those beautiful pictures of, I don't know where it is, but the having breakfast and the giraffes coming in.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be my dream. Definitely, I would say Kenya.
No, I think yes, I've seen definitely. Yeah, it's such a beautiful country. Okay, this one's a bit, I think let's take it in a positive way, but it
Yeah.
may come across as a bit morbid. It's your last meal on earth.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Oh, this
What
is
would
not
you
a.
have?
I've got no doubt that it would be my mum's chapati
Yes.
with she makes, do you know podi? It's like
Yeah.
kind of dried up lentils in a sort
Yeah.
of a mixture. So definitely that with maybe an egg gravy curry thing. Or even cheese, like
Yeah.
cheese in the middle rolled up with that podi in my mum's chapati for sure. I could have my mum's chapati like 3 meals a day.
Nice. No, that sounds very good. Actually, I'm getting hungry, so I'm gonna go and eat. But Sumi,
Yes,
that's actually all we have time for. But thank you so
awesome.
much because I know it's a weeknight and it's hard with 2 children as well and work, etc. So it's super
Thank you.
grateful. Thank you so much. I think it'll be really helpful for our audience as well.
And thank you for the opportunity as well. I thought it was really fun, and good luck to you and everyone watching. I know it's a hard time around the world. And hopefully, I personally have enjoyed watching YouTube and just getting my mind away from all of this craziness. So wish everyone and yourself safety and a healthy, life.
Yes, likewise. Thank you so much. I will see you after quarantine
Yes,
finishes.
lockdown. We've got to do the makeup date.
Definitely, definitely. All
Cool.
artists welcome. Thank you so much. Take care.
Take care.